Hi, it's Jodie here from At Your Leisure, and today I'm going to be showing you around this beautiful Prestige Plantation Super Lodge. So you might ask, what is a super lodge? Well, you're about to see. This is a 42-foot by 22-foot two-bedroom lodge, and I hope you enjoy the tour. So when you first come into this lodge, you have a door. On this one, it's round the back, so you can come in, dump shoes, jackets in here, and you've got this nice little utility space, and you've got your washer, dryer tucked away in there, a nice bit of workspace, boiler cupboard in here, and then you've got some extra storage in there. One advantage in here is that this floor is fully that sort of doormat texture, so that actually it'll be easy to scrub, get the mud off, and you don't have to be too precious about it. So when you come through into the main area of this lodge, you've got a really well-equipped kitchen in the corner, which gives you this nice open space in the middle and is quite different to some of the other lodges that we've looked at. Sometimes the kitchen is sort of tucked away in a corner and kind of has that island built around it, which blocks you off from the rest of the room. But this one has this sort of corner shape here and then the island in the middle, and then you're looking out to the rest of the room. And I think one of the ones we filmed earlier was the Sunseeker Highgate. So that had quite a long, narrow kitchen dining area, which meant it felt a bit more sort of closed off. Whereas this does have that lovely big open feel and a lot of light coming in from both sides of the room as well. And I think some of the others that we've looked at haven't had the same sort of light coming in over the kitchen area. So this is a real advantage in here. You've not got things like wine chillers in here. You've just got extra storage in the island. You do have your cooker there and a 4-ring burner hob, and then a full-size dishwasher as well. So dining space, we've got 2 chairs on here and then a bench on the other side. You could put some more seats around here, which I think I would be doing. If you've got a space this size, then you're probably going to be having a few people around. And then having the bench, it does give you sort of some extra seating, but perhaps some more on the ends would be nice because this table is lovely and big and you do have space to seat more people around it. Okay, so then we have the living area. So here you've got the 2 matching sofas, and your TV would probably go either on that stand or you can mount it on the wall and it's in the centre of the room. Um, Lots of space here, probably more space if you wanted to add some extra seating again. So maybe armchairs or something along this side so that you'd be looking straight at the TV, or maybe a bigger coffee table in the middle so that you've got even more sort of room to put your drinks and things like that. It is very open, and we have got some pictures on one wall on the other side, but here is obviously quite bare. So it does give you a bit of a blank canvas to put your own touch on it. And I think with this type of lodge, all the walls are plasterboarded and it is more like an actual house. So you do have the scope to do that kind of thing and not sort of worry about it, which is certainly an advantage of this spec of lodge. But yeah, adding in the rug and the other bits and pieces just to make it feel a bit more cozy, definitely give it a bit of personality. So we've just come into the second bedroom. So here you've got 2 full-size twin beds, which could be pushed together to make it into a double. And actually in here, you've got a lot of space in between the two. So when they're pushed together to make a double, it feels like you'd have plenty of space around the sides of the beds, because sometimes in the second bedroom, you're kind of pressed against the wall a little bit with the double beds. So obviously a lodge of this spec and this price, you would expect it to have plenty of room, but this feels like it really does. And everything's got a really nice finish on it, the textures of the materials and the colour schemes. I think another thing that you'd see throughout is the contrasting walls. So these feature walls are in a slightly different colour. But they also have this wood panelling effect, which gives it a really kind of Scandinavian feel and just adds to the quality of the finish. So this is the sort of house bathroom, but also the bathroom that the second bedroom would use. You've got a bath with a shower overhead, sink and toilet as you'd expect, and again this kind of Scandinavian finish with the sort of contrasting walls and the wood finish around the shower. I think the advantage of this not being an ensuite is that if you do have people visiting who are just coming around for dinner, drinks, whatever, they don't have to go through a bedroom to get to a bathroom or a toilet. I know in some of the other lodges, they've both got ensuite bedrooms, but that does mean that your guests, if they're not staying, still have to trot through someone's bedroom to get to the loo. So this is the master bedroom, and you've got again the lovely finishes with the nice textures with the materials that are on the headboard and the curtains, and then the feature wall in that different Scandinavian kind of grey. Nice big bed in here and plenty of space around it. Again, a lot of scope to kind of put some artwork on here and finish it off a little bit, perhaps bring a little touch of colour to it and a bit of personality as well. I know, again, going back to some of the other lodges that we have looked at, they've had a sort of colour that runs throughout, whereas this one does kind of leave it open for customization a little bit, I suppose, and giving it your own personal touches, which is the same in this room. You do have a space for your TV to go on the wall there, and then you've got this nice little dressing table over here. So I think if this was maybe a mirror there and perhaps some more light as well. There are a few little corners that are a little bit dark in here. So I think adding in some little lamps and other bits of light would really sort of add to it to sort of lift it a little bit. So this is the master bathroom, and rather than having a bath in here, you've got this massive, great big shower. So really nice big shower head, and it goes the full width of the bathroom. And I think if you obviously the other bathroom is not attached to a bedroom, so you can use the bath in there, and everyone can use that rather than sort of having to come into the master ensuite if they want to have a bath. So, I hope you've enjoyed the tour of this lodge. Obviously, you can see from the video that it is of a really high standard. So, Prestige are sort of up here as manufacturers. They are owned by the Ricks Group, who also own Victory Leisure Homes. So, obviously, they're creating beautiful lodges, static caravans, but Prestige are their sort of top end lodges. If you were to be purchasing one of these yourself, you'll probably go down to the factory, choose the layout, choose the finishes, and it would be very much a custom built piece of property, I suppose. So yeah, it's really high end, and you can see that from all the finishes, whether it's the wooden panels on the walls, the quality of the doors, and all of these lodges are built to a residential spec, so they are really sort of top end. But you would expect that at the price it is because this is around £225,000, depending on the park that you choose to go for. But yeah, expect to pay quite a substantial chunk for something that has a standard as high as this one. I think for me, my favourite things about this lodge, I mentioned it before, but the wooden panelling throughout, it gives it a really nice sort of Scandinavian finish and makes it feel a bit cozy. I think if it just had the plain walls, it would feel quite bare. But they give it a really nice sort of luxury feel, luxury finish. I like the fact that the second bathroom isn't attached to the bedroom, because I think if your bathrooms are both en suites and you have to go through bedrooms to get to them, then it's not very nice for guests that are visiting that aren't staying because they've got to go through someone's bedroom. And also to be able to have a bath, that one does have one, so whoever's in the lodge can use it. I think the other thing for me is the layout of this main central space. With it being quite square, you've got the nice sort of areas set out with the kitchen, dining, and living area. It could perhaps do with a bit more seating or slightly bigger sofas to fill the space because it is quite big. But I imagine if you're buying something of this size and spec, you probably want to put a bit of your own furniture in it anyway. I think the only sort of downsides for me, the bathrooms are quite dark. So it might be that where it's situated here, there are a few trees around it. But for me, I'd like some lighting over the mirrors and in there just to sort of brighten it up, warm it up. Helps when you're doing your makeup and you need all the help you can get. But other than that, I think this lodge is ticking a lot of boxes. Maybe having a wine cooler and a microwave would be some people's preference, just to sort of make sure you've got all the appliances covered, but you've got plenty of workspace, and the height in here is really lovely as well. So who is this for? Probably someone who's spending a lot of time in here, because you don't want to be spending that amount of money and never using it. But I also think it'd be quite well suited to a family. The way it's laid out with the bathrooms and the bedrooms, I think that works quite well. And this sociable space in the middle would work well for a family. Everyone needing their own space at the other side with the bedrooms, and then having this space in the middle to sort of come together and eat and socialise. So I hope you have enjoyed the tour of this beautiful Prestige Plantation Lodge. Make sure you take a look at our other videos. We've got loads of reviews of lodges and statics of all different shapes, sizes, colours, prices, etc. So head to the At Your Leisure website and take a look.